supply chain classes, there's a lot of group projects, and in upper classes, there are a lot of case studies and capstones. And the case studies and capstones help students learn all the core concepts within supply chain management, and it helps them solve problems analytically. It also helps them communicate to teachers and employers how to create a solution. And also, a paper or information that Sarah really talked about in my interview with her was how she used recommendation to award papers. And one example she actually talked about was her experience with her internship with BP. She said she took all the major stakeholders within BP, so that can be like technical, this can be health, etc. And she put all their inputs together, and she wrote a recommendation award paper for the solution of who she thought which supplier had the best proposal for BP. And she was a major part of like the writing within supply chain management. And then furthermore, for the information that you need to actually, for students to actually analyze, understand supply chain management, she told me how there's supply chain journals. And an example of that is Apex, and it's really good for students to actually analyze that, and also just through internships with analyzing papers the companies give you and giving a really good hands-on experience. So, yeah.
So within supply chain, particularly within our classes, we use a lot of writing when it comes to group projects and group assignments. Primarily the upper level supply chain classes are case studies. So we do a lot of case study essays. It's primarily like recommendation based, and so whenever you're given a case study, you're able to analyze the case itself and then provide a recommendation. So it's more of a persuasive and analytical either paper or kind of group presentation that you put on.
Okay.
So an example would be this past summer when I was working at BP. I ended up analyzing a proposal for 5 different suppliers amounting to $1 million to $1.5 million. And so in order to analyze which one of the suppliers had the best proposal, I ended up going back and writing a recommendation to award. And so within supply chain, a recommendation to award paper is basically taking components of different stakeholders. So whether that is your quality person, your health and safety, your technical line, taking all of their feedback and input, and then writing a paper that determines which one you want to choose.
Okay, and then understand.
So it'd be really good to understand different business journals, different business cases. Apex is a supply chain journal base that is really good, as well as looking at like Fortune 500 and Forbes Business. Those are really good knowledge. Also within companies itself, they have a lot of different resources that you can use. So based on other internship experiences. So typically they're group projects. Within the supply chain department, we often emphasize a lot of capstone or case studies. And so cases can be anywhere from like 2 to 3 pages to 10 pages. Make sure that we understand the core concepts that we're learning. So whether it's a case on inventory management or a case on maybe negotiations. So I think when it comes to this type of writing, it's really good because it prepares students not only from a critical lens and analysis, so being able to take all of this information from a piece like a case and then analyze and see the current state and then the future state, but also it prepares students based on a communication as well as a presentation. So effective communication is incredibly important within any class, whether it's supply chain or another business course, as well as being able to apply that in the real world. So in internships or in jobs, you have to be able to take a problem, come up with a solution, but then also communicate through writing or through a presentation what the outcome should be.